Hello, it's Monday and I'm streaming again. I hope everyone enjoyed Kenobi and Celebration. I spent a lot of time watching the streams. I'll make sure the sound's working before I keep talking anymore. Yeah, it looks like it is. It's a good thing to check. Huh. Okay, anyway. Yeah. This week I'm going to be creating some more background characters for Chapter 20. Probably not going to be the longest stream because I'm a bit tired, but I still wanted to be here at least for a little while and see what we can come up with. But I will give people a few minutes to arrive before I get started. I'm going to have a browse through the clothing selection before... Whoa, wait. Might go for one of those shirts. Let's see what trousers we've got. This is pants. I say trousers because I'm British. Probably not going to go for the camo because that's not really Star Wars. Go for something like that, I think. And some boots. So I'm going to make him a Zebrak character with horns. I've got an idea of how I'm going to pull that off. But I'm going to wait for a few more minutes, I think. Actually, I might as well put some clothes on him while waiting. So I'm going to go with these trousers. And what shirt was it? What's the brown work? Well, it kind of worked, but then it got rid of the trousers, which was unhelpful. Stephanie, hello and welcome. It's nice to see you. Let's undo that because I kind of wanted to use the trousers. Stephanie, hope you're doing well. Let's try one of these. Thank you. It's nice to see you as well. Okay, that jacket works with the trousers. I'm going to choose that colour because I think it goes better with the trousers. Obviously got a bit of clipping there. We'll sort that out as the stream progresses. He needs something for his feet. Floopy, hello. and welcome. Cyan, I'm glad you're enjoying the series, and I did watch quite a bit of the streams. I didn't watch everything. I have to say, I'm a little bit disappointed that the important panels were not streamed. I don't think there's really much of an excuse for that. I know they showed some exclusive footage. You know, they could just fade the stream to black for that if they wanted to do it, and then I think not streaming the trailers and things like that, especially with Tales of the Jedi, because the show's coming out soon anyway, so you'd think they'd want people to be as excited as possible. But I enjoyed what I did see. I saw some of the clips that people used their phones to capture and put on Twitter and YouTube, so it's not like they were successful at keeping it secret. So I don't know why I did that. What were your favourites from Celebration? And Stephanie, I keep forgetting, because we don't do Memorial Day here, I keep forgetting that's a thing. So I'm glad that you're enjoying the nice warm weather. Felipe, I was surprised by that too, but then I guess we'll find out more closer to the series being released. Maybe they'll save it for Celebration next April. I still haven't put anything on his feet, so I'm going to do that. I'm hoping for Laos too. Let's go with those. Yeah, Bad Batch Season 2 does look good. The animation in that it's very impressive. I like the way they did everything in Season 1. It just looked really good, and it offered a lot of inspiration to me, obviously working on this. So even though I don't use the stylized approach, I use a more realistic approach. So we're going to sort this clipping bit out here. So make sure I've got the right piece of clothing selected. I do not. Go to modify, conform, and you can just increase the size, and it makes the whole piece of clothing bigger, which is easier than what I'm going to do to finish it off, because if I make it too big then it looks silly. So that's set. I did watch the Jedi Survivor trailer. I'm looking forward to it. The name of her character escapes me, but I think she's the Night Sister that's in the tank from the first game. Berserker of Thrawn, hello and welcome. Right, so you can actually edit the mesh of the outfit, which is quite handy when you've got things like this where there's a clipping issue with the section underneath. So just hide that. This side's fine, but there's also here So we'll quickly fix those. Just take a moment. Yep. And then the other side. These are just background characters, so what I'm fixing here probably won't even be visible, but just in case, it's good to have it fixed. Because you never know how the scene exactly going to play out and how I'll actually animate each specific character in the crowds and what may or may not be visible. I need some water. I'm losing my voice. Here we go. Fix those bits, and that's done. Let's have a look. I don't know why I did that. Hold on. So it kind of once I turned the edit mesh off, it changed so these bits are visible again, but they're not quite the same as they were before. Honestly, I'm just going to leave it because they're not. The camera's not really going to focus on him too much, so we're going to get on with just going to quickly save. I was saying I didn't. I have to watch it again and have a look. Could be Sci-Fi Earth. I mean, they did have Mount Tantis in the first season of Bad Batch, so there could be something more there. And it'd be nice if it all does tie in together. We've already seen some Fallen Order stuff make its way into the live-action shows, so they are obviously working to keep it interconnected. So yeah, I'm going to make this guy a Zebrak. So he's going to have horns. I know some have hair, he's not going to. At the moment his skin is the wrong texture. We'll deal with that after I've done the horns. So let's edit mesh, and this time it's on his head. So we're going to make this as simple as possible. So I've selected one of the nodes in the middle of his head, and we're going to lift it up like that. Flippy, I wouldn't mind if they put this on Disney Plus as long as they paid me for it. So make this a little bit more rounded. There we go. Let's go with that one. One be equal. For every Zebrak we've seen, the horns are kind of evenly spaced. I just zoomed out massively, so we quickly go back in. Krogan, hello, welcome. I've got an extra horn at the back here. I don't know how I did that. Actually I do, because I have ignored back faces and I must have selected this node by mistake. So we'll do the opposite one. Nope, I believe that's the one I want. Yeah. I think we need that one here. My existence is okay at the moment. How's yours? I went to see Top Gun today, the new one, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't really been to the cinema much since the pandemic, so this is the second film I've gone to see on the big screen, and it was a good one to really get back into seeing good action films on the big screen. Let's try that one. That's too low, I think. Where's this one? It's kind of hard to see which node is the mirror, because they're fairly symmetrical, zebra horns. So even though these aren't quite so symmetrical, I'm just kind of getting them roughly in the right place, and then I can correct them later. I mean, that's pretty good. As I'm working on these horns, all I can think is I'm glad I don't have to go to sleep with these, because I imagine that trying to find a comfortable position where your parts of your head are constantly digging into the pillows or your bed must be a real pain. Towels would be an interesting challenge. What's a Pantoran look like? Let me have a quick look. So Pantoran would be easy to do because they're basically human looking, but blue. But not red eyes. So that wouldn't be impossible. But yeah, towels. I wouldn't know where to begin with the towels because of the shape of the head. Saren, I'm glad you. What do you think of Vision in the future? Oh yeah, you already answered that in your message. Yeah, it is a really good. It's one of my favourite Timothy Zahn books beyond the Throne trilogy. I really like the whole concept that they put forward there. So I'm glad you're reading it and enjoying it, and you're going through Legends. You obviously got plenty more books to read. Krogan, I did see the X-Wing fan film. It was very impressive. Kind of made me wish that we had more space battles in this book, because I want to animate one after seeing that. But I mean, we'll get there eventually. We will, yeah. Right, I think that's his horns done. Obviously they don't look right yet, but I'm going to save him. Just 1 second, I need to check something. So Zebrak have their actual horns, and these are skin coloured. In most of the reference pictures, they tend to have darker skin than this. So we're going to change the skin tone first, and then we'll add the horn bone texture afterwards. That will have to be done manually. So let's go to Activate Editor. Peace Treaty, thank you. It's very kind of you. Thank you. The way that launch happens, it's taken a lot of work to animate all the debris. He's not going to be a Night Brother. He's just this is just random crowd scenes, and he's just going to be walking around. Night Brother would probably attract a lot of attention, whereas this is just someone going about their business. Right, skin base. Something like that, I believe. And lips need to be darker. I have to manually draw on the tattoos as well, but I don't think I'll do that tonight because that's a lot more work. And there's going to be some lines, I think, but yeah, I won't worry too much about it. Okay, and for some reason eyebrows are in makeup, so maybe I'll switch to the eyebrow to the makeup tab. It does take a moment to load. Because he's got these pale bits of skin around, and that needs to match the rest of him. Actually, you know what, I'm going to turn those off entirely and then just use the newer eyebrows. I think it'll save me a lot of work. Straw Hat, thank you. I'm glad you enjoy my work. Right, so we'll turn off the editor, which takes a moment. Oh, excuse me. It's been a long day. So I don't know if I think I'm only going to be working on this one character tonight. I won't do several like I did last week. So I need to load up PaintShop Pro, which you won't be able to see me use. But you'll see the end results because of what I'm going to do, and it shouldn't take very long. Lost Fires, or should I say general animations, and also general dangs. Both of you, welcome. Right, so PaintShop Pro is loaded up. I'm loading the texture for his face into it. You won't be able to see what I'm doing there, but you'll be able to see what happens on his face. So what I need to do is locate. I just realised how this is going to be a real pain, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let's see. It's kind of a bony colour. Right, so basically what I'm going to do is draw random circles on the skin texture to try and locate the where these horns are on it, because it doesn't actually give me any indication. And then work to perfect it from there. So at the moment I'm going to start with this central front one, and that's pretty much spot on, but obviously way too big. Actually, it's not spot on. So it needs to be half the size, and where I placed it is more or less there. So I need to place it there. Okay, so let's see. This is where the fun begins. Almost got it. A little bit too high, still a little bit too big. I thought the Bad Batch Season 2 trailer looked very exciting. Looking forward to seeing the episodes. Okay, so now I got it a little bit too small, but more or less in the right place. But what I'm going to do is just draw another bit on there, save it. So basically what I'm doing is in Paint Shop Pro, I've got the texture loaded up. And I'm drawing these sort of bone coloured segments onto it, just onto the texture, just to try and do it this way. Tales of Jedi looks interesting. It's going to be a busy autumn or fall, as you guys across the Atlantic like to call it, for Star Wars animation, so quite looking forward to that. Also looking forward to hopefully getting some inspiration. With the spikes on Darth Maul, there looks to be a crease around the horns to imply the horns work through the skin. The polygon count for these characters isn't high enough to pull that off, but I will draw something on. Also, these are the background characters, so what you're really going to see at best is him like that. So little details of like the ridge around the horns for show that it's come through the skin. It's not going to be visible. So if I show you, I think you might have missed. What's the option? Edit mesh. So you can see here, this is the polygons for the head. So basically I would need another set of polygons around here to do that kind of crease, and obviously it's not there, so I don't think it's really worth worrying about for a background character. If he was going to be in the center of a scene, then I probably would take some time to figure out how to do it better than this, but for this particular character I don't think there's a need. But I will, on the texture, once I've got all of the horn sections, I will sort of darken the area to make it look like there's at least something there that's affecting the skin a little bit. So, just in case anyone does look too closely. Well, I think that front horn there is okay. Now we've got to locate. Let's go with this one. I think these horns would be good enough for this. They kind of really exaggerated Maul's horns in the junk pile to make him look more aggressive. I don't think this guy is just some sort of normal civilian character who's walking around. I don't think he's a particularly aggressive individual, so I think these will work. Jamie, hello and welcome. I hope that's family togetherness in a good way and not in a bad way. I do, someone mentioned earlier that it's Memorial Day in America, so I don't really know what's really done to mark that occasion. That's almost spot on. Needs a little bit. There we go, that's that one. So what I'm going to do is do the horns all on this side, and then when I look at the texture I have a pretty good idea where I need to draw on the horns for the other side. Gee, that probably needs a little bit more there. Jamie, I'm so sorry to hear that. That's not a good family occasion. Yeah, it's never easy to lose a family member like that. So this is just a background character. Last week, obviously you weren't here, I did a stream where I was creating background characters to populate the city and the casino in chapter 20, and I'm going to continue more of that this week. Need some water, just a second. That's better. So Lost Fires is going to be sort of like this, which I think the horns are visible. Right, you can see from the two I've done so far. They do stand out. The ones I haven't done yet, not so much, but they will once I've got the bone texture there. If he's sort of like this, then the horns need to be really massive to be noticeable. So I don't think that's necessary. Jamie, you're one of the regulars here, so I think, of course, we're going to show our support. Joshua Tatum, you deleted your message, but I did see you say hello, so welcome. Right, we're going to move on to this horn. And be a bit tricky to figure out where it is. JT Crusader, hello and welcome. Which chapter are you up to now in your... in your audio adaptation? 23, nice. You're definitely ahead of me now. This aircraft does not have a name. It's just someone who's going to be in the crowd, walking around. Almost in the right place. Oops. Yeah, it's definitely, it's just some of the Star Wars creatures are very difficult to create. I wouldn't know how to make a Rhodian, for example. But the more human looking ones are a bit easier. Almost got... Let's try that. You know, Peace Treaty, I'm going to make a note of that because that amused me. I see what we did with that name. Okay, a little bit more. Something tells me he's going to end up with a moustache. I think that will do. And now for the last one on this side. Let's try there. Almost right on the target. See if I can get this bit done. Yep. And then the side. Almost. Need a bit more. So when you see him from a distance, the horns are very noticeable. They'll be more noticeable in the better renderer as well. So I'm just going to quickly save him and then do the horns on the other side. Right, he's saved. Because I tried to get the horns in a pretty much identical position, I can cheat and flip. Save myself a lot of work, except for this one. Okay, well, I guess there had to be one. I'm just gonna let's do it this way. I've got, let's see, let me have a quick look. How many characters have I got so far? This is character number 6. They're all different. I've got a few ideas for some more. And then what I'll probably do is make some duplicates of those and then swap the colours around so that it makes them look even more different. So, for example, this guy's got a brown tunic and trousers on. I might change them to a completely different colour. Change the skin colour, just to make him look different from the other copies of him. Oops. That should be enough to then make it look like there's a decent crowd of people in the city. I think that will do. They're not perfect, but they're not going to be that closely visible, so that should be fine. So I'm going to add a little bit of detail to the bone. Let me just, you won't be able to see what I'm doing just yet, but you will when I've saved it. So tips of the bones of the horns are now a bit paler. It's definitely that's a good way to spend the evening, but thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoy watching again for the 4th time, and chapter 3 on Wednesday. Joe Blow, I'm glad you enjoyed chapter 19. Lost Fires, I haven't done the motion capture for this chapter yet. I don't have all of the recordings for the dialogue. And I find that having those to listen to when I do the motion capture helps a lot with the timing. So at the moment I'm just building stuff. I've got quite a bit of the dialogue, but not everything. Not enough to do even one complete scene yet. But you know, I'll get there. Just working on this a little bit more. Give those bones, yeah, that's better. JT Crusader, if you check one of my older videos, I can't remember what it's called offhand, it's on my channel. It's when I was doing the motion capture for chapter 16, I believe. Luke's in the cockpit of his X-Wing. I'm sat on a seat, I've got the motion capture suit on, and I'm listening to a rough edit of the scene so that, I can maneuver the X-Wing and, make moves like Luke should, based on what's happening in the scene, rather than just sitting there statically. And I do that for every scene now, because especially conversations, because you can really help with the timing between what's being said, so that one character will react to what the other character says. And it just creates a much better scene, animation and performance, having that, because before I was sort of memorizing this dialogue, which meant that I wasn't always getting the timing right, because I might forget something. But once I figured out, if I listen to a rough edit, it just made everything so much better. So I'll do that. I could technically record myself saying the dialogue, but even my performance of the characters is going to be different from the actual dialogue, so my timing's not going to be exact to what the voice actors comes back with, or what each voice actor comes back with. Because I did try it a few times, so it's figuring it all out. Let's see. Darth Spalding. Hello, welcome. I'm looking forward to Fallen Order 2. Also looking forward to Knights of the Old Republic 2 on the Switch as well. Made me realise I probably should finish my playthrough on the first game on my Switch. Still a long way to go on that. And I saw that they're going to include the free DLC to have the restored ending, so it does actually end at least decently, which is good because I never actually got around to playing that. So I'm excited to have that experience on the Switch. Fallen Order 2 looks like it should be good. Obviously you've got quite a way to go before it's released, but I did enjoy the first game, so I look forward to playing the second. So his horns are done. As you see, what it is, darkened the area around the horn, so that the skin looks like it might have affected the skin as it emerges there. But you're probably not going to even see it, but it's a detail that's there. Lost Fires, I did in fact forget to adjust the height of the character, so let me do that now. I feel like this guy might be a little bit taller. Where's the height option? There we go. Wrong way. Yeah, he's quite a tall guy, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with him. He's going to look great walking around the city. So I'll save him. There we go. And me respond to the questions in the chat. The Andor series looks very good, but I am looking forward to the. I'm more interested in the era after Return of the Jedi. Obviously because Thrawn's going to be in it. I mean, there's no reason he couldn't show up during the Andor series, because it does take place during the same time frame as Rebels. So, guess you never know. Floopy, I believe Skeleton Crew is going to be along those lines. For the most part, Rebels was. I know Leia showed up in one episode, and I guess in the episode where Obi-Wan appears, you see Luke very briefly running across the desert to his homestead. But I did like that. That was pretty disconnected from the Skywalkers. Yeah, I think the scouting crew is going to be something we'll probably hear about at the next celebration, because it sounds like they haven't even started production yet. It's just in the planning stages. I'm glad there's lots of content coming. That's true, he doesn't become a Grand Admiral until just before he appears in Rebels, but he is still around, doing things for the Empire, so he could show up, though we'll see. But from the sound of things, Ahsoka's not going to be released for quite some time, so I just want Thrawn to show up as early as possible because I want to see him. Somebody X, this is just... I see what we did there with the name. I'm just continuing the crowd creation from last week. So I decided to do a Zebrak with some horns just to give that a try. Flippy, it's true. I guess they all did. Though, yeah. I can give them all kinds of props. I do plan to have some droids going around. I don't know how many of them will be actually carrying crates around, but I do plan to give them some sort of props and have some droids maybe following some characters and other droids by themselves, depending on what looks good. There are some backpack options I could give. Maybe we can give him one. Let's have a look, see what we've got. In here. Yeah. What's this one look like? Let's try this one. Do they have cameras in Star Wars? Yeah, they have holocams. I think we'll go for that backpack. But I'm going to adjust the colour. I think it matches outfit better than that. That's the wrong slider. Too far. In the wrong direction. I don't think I got an option for skin pelts. And obviously, the more I add to these background characters, the more demanding it's going to be on this scene for rendering. And I don't want to make them too detailed when you're not going to get that close to them. yeah, I'm happy with this guy. So I've been streaming for about an hour. I think I'm gonna call it put a stop to it there, and head off to bed because it's 1 AM. As always, it's been great having you guys to chat to. Getting feedback from this character, offering inspiration. It's always helpful. Like having this backpack. I like that. Yeah, you guys are kind of giving him some backstory. So yeah, tired brain is not thinking of anything great to say. So yeah, I'm gonna head off to bed now. And as always, thank you for coming, being here, offering your input. Give him a Disney Plus show. You know, if they paid me to animate him and doing story, I'm sure we could come up with something. So yeah, may the Thrawn be with you. See you all next time, and take care. Have a good night.